bears the soul of the Edo period. Breweries display cedar balls above their doors, inviting you in for a taste of sake. Aged in time, not haste. Shadows and sunlight dance on lacquered storefronts, while the scent of sweet soy wafts through narrow lanes. Some cities don't greet you with a shout. They hum softly at first, then louder beneath your skin. Yokohama is that kind of city, not a place that demands your attention, but one that rewards it. With subtle beauty, ocean breath, and echoes of time. Begin by walking the Yamashita Park Promenade, where sea breeze plays with cherry blossoms in spring and old couples hold hands like teenagers. The harbor stretches wide and blue, carrying whispers of trade, migration, and longing. Cargo ships drift in the distance, like modern-day ghosts of Yokohama's maritime soul. Not far, the red brick warehouses stand with quiet pride. Once industrial giants, now gentle spaces of art and aroma. Craft markets, jazz cafes, chocolate-scented bakeries. The past doesn't sleep here. It dances slowly, to the rhythm of cobblestones and live saxophone. Head upward to Minato Mirai 21, where the skyline curves like a signature. Glass towers rise beside a giant Ferris wheel, and below, the Cup Noodles Museum invites you to build your own flavor. In a country that turns convenience into creativity. In the calm afternoon, step into the quiet of Sankeian Garden. Pagodas and koi ponds whisper old poetry, and time feels softer under the shadows of plum trees and stone lanterns. Here, you don't just look. You slow down enough to notice. Then, when the sun leans west, let Osanbashi Pier surprise you. Not just a port, but a place where architects dreamed with wood and wave, creating a rooftop park that folds like origami over the sea. Couples sip wine, children chase kites, and the city skyline glows, as if lit from within. When night falls, slip into Chinatown. The largest in Japan, a fragrant maze of lanterns and sizzling woks. Try steamed buns bursting with flavor, or dragon beard candy that melts like memory. It's loud, it's bright, and it's beautiful. And somewhere between these contrasts, steel and stone, ocean and neon, silence and jazz, you'll realize that Yokohama isn't a city you visit. It's one you unravel, like a letter that was always meant for you. This is Yokohama Dash, where the sea meets soul and the future bows gently to the past. Where the stories aren't shouted, but sung softly into wind. So if you're ready to explore places that unfold, like verses you haven't read yet, subscribe and keep discovering the unseen corners of the world with us. There's always more, just beneath the surface. Some cities are not built merely of steel and stone, but of sound, steam, and stories. where laughter echoes through lantern-lit alleys, and flavors linger longer than footsteps. Osaka is one such place, a city that doesn't whisper, but calls your name. With a grin, a rhythm, and a bowl of something sizzling. Begin at Dotonbori, where neon reflections dance across the canal, and the scent of takoyaki wraps around you, like steam rising from a late-night feast. The streets don't sleep here. They glow, with vendors calling, drums beating, and the collective heartbeat of a city that never learned restraint. Wander into Kuramon Ichiba Market and let your senses be led, a burst of citrus, the sear of scallops kissed by flame, a mother tongue spoken in fish scales and laughter. This is not a tourist's Osaka. It's the city in full appetite. Slip into the calm of Sumiyoshi Taisha, where the crimson
Sempre pergunta como me entende sem as legendas na televisão. Mas não tem sentido, porque sempre tem mais legendinha. Eu estou legendada desde minhas primeiras palavrinhas, tá entendendo? E foi assim a vida inteira. Tem gente que acha que é estranha, mas eu acho fantástico. Tem um montão de utilidade. Posso fazer meu prato favorito? Sopa de letrinha. E posso cobrar mais caro no restaurante. Chefe legendada, c'est très chique. Ela me atrapalha só um pouquinho, mas não tem problema, não. Combina com minha legenda? Você quer saber como que eu faço isso? É só baixar o app do Canva, que você vai legendar suas vídeos automaticamente. É de graça, vocês estão ouvindo? Mas você está esperando o quê? Vá baixar o app do Canva e me deixa curtir minhas legendinhas, hein?
Fluxos automatizados sem uma única linha de código. Com a implantação em um clique da Hostinger, você tem controle total do seu N8N. Crie nodes personalizados e modelos de automação na velocidade da luz, em um VPS seguro. Com o aplicativo N8N pré-instalado, domine fluxos de trabalho flexíveis. Explore sem riscos com 30 dias para pedir reembolso e suporte ao vivo sempre que precisar. Acesse hostinger.com.br para ter hospedagem com N8N 3 vezes mais barato do que na nuvem, recomendada por milhões. Hostinger 3, 2, online.
Bridge arcs like a quiet prayer over mirrored waters. The silence here feels earned, like a pause between stories. Climb up to Osaka Castle, where cherry blossoms soften the stone ramparts and memories of samurai echo in wind that brushes past armor and history. This is not the Japan of postcards. This is a place where power wore poetry. Some places feel as if they were whispered into existence, not built, but dreamed. Where the snow falls with purpose and silence is not empty, but sacred, Shirakawa-go is such a place. A village stitched into the heart of the mountains, where time slows, and roofs steep like folded prayers beneath the sky. Begin with the rooftops. Those iconic Gasho-zukuri farmhouses, hands pressed in reverence toward the heavens. They stand not as relics, but as quiet witnesses to centuries of storms, seasons, and stories passed through generations. Inside, the scent of timber and hearth speaks louder than words. Wander through the snow-blanketed lanes in winter as the world hushes under a soft white quilt. Each step creaks with memory, and every window glows with warmth. This is not a backdrop for photos. It's a living canvas of endurance, beauty, and simplicity worn like a second skin. In summer, the same streets come alive with green, rice paddies shimmering like mirrors of the sky, and dragonflies tracing calligraphy through the air. The village breathes differently here. Slower, deeper. Even the breeze seems to pause in respect. Step inside the Wada house, one of the oldest in the village. Tatami beneath your feet, smoke-blackened beams above. It's not just architecture. It's ancestry, a space where life, labor, and legacy intertwine. Take the climb to the Shirakawa-go viewpoint, where the entire village unfolds below, like a diorama in a snow globe. From up here, you understand dash. This isn't a tourist stop. It's a testament to patience, to perseverance, to the poetry of staying still. Not all sacred places are carved from stone or scripture. Some live in the hush between trees, in the bow of a deer, in a lantern's slow breath at twilight. Nara is one of those places, a city not built to impress, but to invite, to slow you down, to remind you how it feels to walk in reverence. Step into Nara Park, where time grazes gently on the grass. Here, the sacred and the ordinary meet, not in spectacle, but in stillness. Deer, believed to be messengers of the gods, move freely beside you. They do not beg, they do not flee. They simply are, and in their calm gaze, you remember how to simply be too. Wander toward Todaiji, home to the Daibutsu, the great Buddha of Nara. Bronze and breathless, this statue has watched over pilgrims and emperors alike for over 1,000 years. Its sheer scale humbles the soul. Its expression softens even the hardest thoughts. And the temple's wooden frame, one of the largest in the world, seems less like a structure and more like a gesture of open arms. Follow the lantern-lined path to Kasuga Taisha, where thousands of stone and bronze lights sleep beneath the forest canopy. Come at dusk, when the shadows deepen and the shrine glows not from electricity, but memory. This is where prayers hang in silence, and time bows in respect. Climb gently to Mount Wakakusa, its grassy slopes rolling into sky. From here, Nara stretches wide and serene, temples dotting the landscape like soft brushstrokes. Each gust of wind carries centuries, each rustling leaf a quiet offering. Stroll through Naramachi, the preserved merchant quarter. Machia townhouses whisper stories of silk, ink, and everyday devotion. No grand declarations, just the rhythm of living gently, the warmth of wood beneath your palm, the echo of sandals on stone. In spring, cherry blossoms float like sighs along Ukimi-do Pavilion, where a wooden hall rests above a still pond. A place for moon viewing, for reflection without words. Taste the old soul of Nara in its food. Kakinoha sushi wrapped in persimmon leaves, yomogi mochi rich with mugwort and memory, and warm bowls of simmered dishes that feel like offerings from grandmother hands. And listen, not for loud music or neon song, but for the rustle of pine, the hush of temples, and the quiet understanding that some places are not meant to dazzle, but to restore. This is Nara Dash, a city that doesn't shout to be seen, but bows gently and waits for your spirit to arrive. If you long for places where stillness speaks louder than spectacle, and where the divine walks on four legs, through fields of silence, then come with us. Some cities carry weight not in size, but in memory dash, in the silence between footsteps, in the light that softens scars. Nagasaki is such a place. A city not defined by tragedy, but by the grace it has found in rising again and again, with gentleness and soul. Wander its hills and harbor, and you'll feel the presence of history, not as shadow, but as echo. Church bells ring beside temple chimes. Trolley cars hum past bridges built with prayer, and every turn feels like a dialogue between pain and peace. Begin at Peace Park, where statues bloom like quiet hymns to hope. The atomic bomb hypocenter stands still, not to reopen wounds, but to remind us what never should be repeated. Nearby, the Nagasaki Atomic Bomb Museum guides you through stories both devastating and deeply human, each one stitched into the city's skin with reverence.
No matter what dream you're building, we're here for it. Cloudflare is the only platform you need to support your new venture at every stage.
That's right. With Cloudflare, I can register my new domain, build, deploy, and deliver serverless full-stack applications, accelerate site performance with fast DNS and CDN, and protect my assets and visitors with unmetered DDoS protection.
Build your dream at cloudflare.com.
2025 e você ainda usa planilhas bagunçadas para organizar seu comercial? Deixe o passado para trás e pare de perder vendas. Crie sua conta agora no RD Station CRM. É grátis. Além de ser simples de começar, você concentra todas as suas vendas num só lugar. Com a integração do WhatsApp, suas negociações já ficam registradas no CRM. Mais de 20 mil empresas já trocaram as planilhas pelo RD Station CRM e estão vendendo muito mais. Viu como ficou fácil? Comece grátis agora.
Then let your spirit lift. Climb to Glover Garden, where Western-style mansions nestle among blossoms. From its terraces, the city spills toward the sea. Cranes and ships moving with purpose, life pulsing again in a harbor once shattered. Stroll through Dejima, the tiny man-made island that once held all of Japan's contact with the outside world. Dutch traders walked these narrow alleys centuries ago, carrying knowledge, spices, and curiosity. Now reconstructed with care, Dejima whispers of the moment East met West, not in conquest, but conversation. Some places are not built to impress. They're made to move you. Not with grandeur, but with grace. They hold the hush between waves, the shimmer of lantern light on water, and the echo of footsteps taken slowly. This is Miyajima Dash, an island where the divine walks with the everyday, and the sea never forgets to bow to the mountains. Here, the sacred and the simple are one. Deer roam freely, not as guests, but as reminders that nature is not outside the temple. It is the temple. Shrines rise from forest and tide alike, and every stone step feels like a prayer whispered in motion. Begin at the threshold of wonder, the great torii gate of Itsukushima Shrine. Not on land, but standing in the sea, its vermilion pillars stretch heavenward from the waves. Come at high tide when the gate floats, or at low tide when you can walk across the seabed. Both moments sacred, both real. Venture into the shrine itself, where corridors hover above the water, and the sound of wooden boards under your feet feels like time tapping gently beneath you. This is not spectacle. This is serenity. Constructed in the 12th century, yet still pulsing with reverence. Not all wonder begins with noise. Some of it blooms in quiet towns, where the mountains hold their breath, and history stands watch beneath black-tiled roofs. This is Matsumoto Dash, a city where the heart of Japan still beats, with the rhythm of castle walls and alpine winds. Here, the past is not just remembered, it is lived, etched into every cobbled street, echoed in every wooden beam that still cradles the sky. Matsumoto does not clamor for your attention. It rewards your stillness. Begin at the soul of the city, Matsumoto Castle. Nicknamed the Crow Castle for its deep black walls, it rises with quiet strength above a mirrored moat. Come at dawn when mist lingers over the water, and the castle appears not as a fortress, but as a reflection of something older than time, dignity in timber and stone, Beneath the castle's watch, stroll along Nawate Street, a riverside path lined with antique shops and frog statues. Here, the scent of grilled rice crackers mingles with the laughter of school children and the clink of teacups. Just across the river, Nakamachi Street greets you with white kura storehouses, their black latticework as elegant as brushstrokes. Wander deeper, and the mountains begin to whisper. The Japan Alps cradle Matsumoto in a silence only peaks can provide. Take a day into Kamikochi, where rivers run impossibly clear, and the forest floor is a tapestry of moss, shadow, and fox tracks. Here, every breath feels earned, every view a hush. Art lives here too, quietly bold. At the Matsumoto City Museum of Art, Yayoi Kusama's polka-dotted dreams bloom in full color. Her childhood in this town left behind not only memories, but a kaleidoscope that still shapes the city's creativity. In Matsumoto, tradition and modernity don't collide, they converse. Taste the alpine air in every bite of soba noodles, served cold with mountain water clarity, or sip wasabi freshly grated from roots nurtured in pure spring streams, its fire sharp but fleeting, like snow melting in sunlight. Come spring, cherry blossoms blush around the castle. Come autumn, golden larch trees line the valleys like torches. And in winter, Matsumoto wraps itself in white silence, as if waiting patiently for your return. This is Matsumoto Dash. Not a place that dazzles with spectacle, but one that deepens with presence. So if you seek quiet strength, stories carved in wood, and moments shaped like mountain echoes, come walk with us. Not every journey begins on a crowded street. Some start in stillness, beneath maple trees that whisper in the wind, beside temple ponds that hold the sky in their silence. This is Kyoto Dash, a city of seasons and spirits, where time walks slowly in white tabi socks and wooden geta. Here, tradition isn't kept. It breathes. It lingers in the scent of incense curling through cedar halls, in the rustle of silk kimono down stone-paved lanes. Kyoto does not perform its heritage. It lives it, every hour, every petal, every prayer. Begin at Fushimi Inari Taisha, where 10,000 vermilion torii gates weave like a tunnel through the forest. As you ascend, breath by breath, the city slips away, and you enter a world of fox spirits and forgotten wishes. The gates creak softly, as if whispering ancient names back into the wind. In Arashiyama, bamboo groves sway like green cathedrals, sunlight filtering through tall stalks like stained glass. Walk quietly. Even the wind here has reverence. Nearby, the Togetsukyo Bridge stretches across the Katsura River. Its name means moon crossing, and on certain nights, you'll believe it. Pause in Gion, where dusk paints the streets in amber, and geiko move like poetry behind lace fans and lowered lashes. Here, every lantern, every shadow, every tea house feels like a scene from a centuries-old play still unfolding. Kyoto doesn't change for the world. It invites the world to slow down. Step into the mossy calm of Saihoji or the still waters of
Motivos para viajar não faltam. O que faltava era um cartão com IOF zero em compras internacionais. Cartão Black Ultravioleta. Seu cartão para o mundo.
in Kakuji, the golden pavilion glowing against mirror-like ponds. The reflection isn't perfect, it's intentional. Because Kyoto teaches that beauty lies not in flawlessness, but in fleetingness. And then, the cuisine. Not loud, not lavish, but delicate, precise. Kaiseki meals that unfold like chapters of a seasonal poem. Pickled plum, a petal of fish, a whisper of yuzu. To eat in Kyoto is not to fill the stomach. It is to taste time. At Philosopher's Path, cherry blossoms rain in spring like pink snowfall. And in autumn, the Tofukuji temple gardens ignite in flame-red leaves. Each season arrives as a guest greeted with rituals, tea, and quiet awe. Even the modern blends with grace. In hidden cafes tucked beneath machiya roofs, in galleries where calligraphy meets neon, in train stations where travelers bow before boarding. This is Kyoto Dash, not a museum of memories, but a living verse in the poem of Japan. If your soul longs for quiet wonder, for footsteps through history and moments held in stillness, then walk with us. Not every city waits in silence. Some hum gently at the edge of mountains and sea, wrapped in salt air, soft jazz, and the scent of sizzling beef. This is Kobe Dash, a port city where elegance meets resilience, and where every streetlight flickers with the pulse of a cosmopolitan soul. Here, the ocean doesn't just meet the shore, it embraces it. Cargo ships glide across the bay like shadows of progress, while Mount Rocco watches from above, cloaked in cedar and cloud. Kobe lives between these two, water and mountain, tradition and tomorrow. Start in Kitano-cho, where European era line the hillside. Walk past stained glass. Quiet shaped this city. There's a scent of foreign spices in the air, a reminder that Kobe has always opened its doors to the world. Mount Rocco, where the city stretches below like a constellation spilled onto the coast. In the evening, lights flicker on like scattered fireflies, and the wind carries the distant toll of temple bells. Pause here. The view doesn't ask for attention. It deserves reverence.
certo aqui no funil, ó. Tá vendo aí na garrafa, Augusto? Vai todo vender. Para de ser miserável. Liga pra Zap Flora que ela te entrega aí na tua casa, tá? Isso aqui é uma garrafada para algum que se faz pra cerveja, tá? Pra quem tem problema de não chegar em casa, tá? Ficar perturbado por aí. Tá aí, gente. Então, aí estamos quase concluindo a nossa simpatia nessa garrafada, que tem o boneco. Tem o nome do indivíduo, daquele que gosta de beber, fazer o happy hour fora de horário.